In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through step-by-step how to properly publish your audiobook through Amazon and Audible ACX. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dane, and on this channel I talk all about self-publishing books on Amazon, all in entrepreneurship, and just lifestyle in general. So if that kind of thing interests you, make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video, and hit the notification bell so you know when I post new videos. Like I said, in today's video, I'm going to be walking you through step-by-step how to properly publish your audiobook through ACX, which is Audiobook Creation Exchange, which is Amazon's company for publishing your audiobooks to their platform, Audible. It's a little bit confusing, but it is pretty straightforward. After we go through this video, you'll understand it a lot more. So without further ado, let's jump into the first step here. So step number one is finding a profitable keyword for your audiobooks, okay? And if I was going to include how to do proper keyword research in this video, it would take too long. So I'm going to talk about, or I'm going to link down below or on screen somewhere, my full guide for finding profitable audiobook keywords, because it is a bit intricate. It does take a few steps to find them. But once you find your perfect audiobook keyword, then you can move on to step number two. But there's a couple of things I want you to keep in mind when it comes to publishing or finding your profitable keywords for Audible. So numbers don't lie, trust your keyword research, okay? When I first started, I picked a topic that I thought everyone wanted to buy a book about. Instead, it was really just me who had interest in that topic. Now, don't get me wrong, I want you to have interest in your topic, but at the same time, you need to make sure that there's demand for your topic before you go ahead and put all this time and effort into hiring people and outsourcing and spending all this money on creating a book. You want to make sure that there's actually demand for that thing. So don't make my mistake. Find a topic that you have interest in, but also verify there is demand for it. In the video I'm going to link you guys to, it's going to walk you through step-by-step how to find a profitable keyword. Now, one thing I want to mention is in order to get your book as an audiobook into the Audiobook Creation Exchange, which is ACX, you need to have that book published on Amazon first. So usually when we're finding keywords, we're looking for books that work on Amazon, which is going to be a paperback and an ebook and a hardcover, but also books that will work in audiobook format. So one thing I do want to mention that I didn't say on the slides here is when you're picking a keyword for Audible, make sure it makes sense. You don't want to pick something that's like a cookbook that people are just going to buy paperbacks and ebooks for, because people aren't usually buying audiobooks for cookbooks. They want to see the pictures. They want to see what the actual recipe is. So make sure that your book makes sense in audiobook format before you move ahead with it. Step number two is hiring a ghostwriter, okay? If you're someone who writes, then go ahead and write your own book about the topic that's popular. But if you're not an expert in that niche, what I suggest you do is find an expert who knows a lot about that niche, who's written about it before, and hire them to write your book for you. And this is how we're going to do that. Personally, for me, I use a website called Upwork.com. That's where I hire basically all the people for my books, especially the ghostwriters. And here's what you're looking for when you're on Upwork, okay? And what Upwork lets you do is post a job listing onto their platform, and then people will apply to that job listing, okay? And the specific job listing you post is a ghostwriter. So for example, if your topic is about some kind of psychology book, then you're gonna post on Upwork looking for an expert ghostwriter in this field of psychology, et cetera, and then write down like basically a job listing like you'd see. Okay, but here's the main things that you're looking for when you're gonna hire someone for a job on Upwork. Okay, so you're looking to have them write 30 to 50,000 words, and I'll explain why this is in just a sec. You also need them to have experience writing about your book or topic. That should go without saying. You don't want any kind of royalty share. This is just an upfront payment, and the payment should be around $750 to $1,200 depending on how long your book is, okay? And if you can afford a higher budget book, I suggest you do that, because the longer your book is, the longer it's gonna be in audiobook format, the more money you're gonna make from that book. Okay, so that's why I said 30 to 50K words. 50K words, in my opinion, is probably what you should aim for. Once you have the book written by your ghostwriter, the next step in the process is gonna be get a cover made, all right? This is a very simple thing to do. I get all of my covers made through a website called Fiverr.com. And this is where you can usually pay around $5 to $10, probably $20 maximum for a high quality book cover for your book. So here's what that can look like. Let's open up Fiverr here. So I'm on Fiverr.com, and I've just searched book cover at the top, and I clicked enter. And what I'd recommend you do is sort this by a few different things. So I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna go to budget, and I'm gonna do under $30. Depending on your budget, if you want to spend more, you always can. And then I'm just going to scroll through, okay? And you can see on Fiverr, you can see the ratings right below and how many orders this person has had. So 4.9 stars, 283 orders. That's quite a bit, but not a whole lot. But then there's people like this. Top rated 3 stars, 5 out of 5 stars for his listing, and he has over 1,000 orders. Like, that's someone that I might want to try out. I'm going to right click and open in a new tab. This person right here, 4.9 stars, 1,000 orders from $10. So I'm gonna do that as well. Good price. So you can just go through and see which ones appeal to you the most. Okay, this is another person that I've used in the past. So I've got them open in different tabs here, so I can kind of go scroll through, look at the reviews. I can also sometimes see, I think you can sort this by images. So then I can see the different covers that this person is like actually delivered to the people that buy from them. So like now that I'm seeing the covers that he's actually delivered, I'm not really liking them compared to the ones that I'm seeing in the listing. Like these ones look a little bit better, but then I go down to the ones that he's delivered and it's not my favorite. So I might go up here, exit from that one and go down to the reviews for this one, images, and let's just see if these look any better. Maybe a little better, a little bit better. Let's go to this last one here. This is the process that I suggest you take. You can do whatever you want for picking your cover. Just make sure they look good to you. So let's go by images, and these ones aren't too bad. They're not great. So I would suggest maybe looking a little bit more around Fiverr and seeing who appeals to you the most, but that's how I would do it. And then you can continue and purchase the order. Usually you're gonna have to provide things like your title, your subtitle, and if it's just for audiobook, it's just gonna be your title and your subtitle, and then a few images that you wanna use and the colors you wanna use and stuff like that. Make sure you mention that you want an audiobook cover, because audiobook covers are formatted differently than ebook covers. So an audiobook cover is going to be a square format, whereas with an ebook, it's taller than it is wide, I should say. So that's one thing you should specify when you order an audiobook cover through Fiverr. Moving into step number 4 here is once you have your cover and your book written, it's time to hire a narrator through ACX. So before you can do that, I should mention that when you want to get a narrator hired, first you have to claim the book from Amazon. So like I said in the beginning, you have to publish the book as an ebook or a paperback book on Amazon, KDP, and then once it's done that, you can go sign into ACX, create an account on ACX, and then you have to go ahead and search for your book, claim it, and then push it through to ACX. Okay, it's a very simple process. It just has to be on KDP first. Once that's done, you can go ahead and hire your narrator. Okay, so you can do this directly through ACX platform, which is nice. They have a list of narrators, tons of narrators on their platform you can hire directly there. So basically all you gotta do is similar to what we talked about with Upwork, but with narrators, all you do is post your book for auditions and narrators will submit samples for you to review. Okay, so basically you pick a sample from your book, you put it in the audition area, and then a bunch of narrators will audition for your book and submit their auditions. You can also invite narrators to your job. They also have a whole library on ACX of different narrators, so you can pick ones and invite them to your job. And once you've had a bunch of auditions come in, I suggest you go somewhere quiet and just use headphones and pick the one that sounds the best to you. Okay, make sure there's no echoing, no like bunch of reverb, a dog in the back barking. Make sure there's nothing like that going on. Make sure it's high quality and something that you would listen to for 3, 4, 5, 10 hours on end. And as for pricing, usually I just go for $50 per finished hour. Okay, and that's going to equal around $150 for a 3-hour long audiobook. Okay, and keep in mind 3 hours usually translates from around 30,000 words. Okay, so every 10,000 words is about an hour long. So that's why I said a 50,000 word book might be a good idea, because it'll be 5 hours in length. It's going to cost you a little bit more upfront, but a 5-hour long audiobook actually sells for more on Audible's platform than a 3-hour long book. Finally, it's time to publish and promote your audiobook on Audible. So once you're happy with the narration that your narrator submits, you can submit your book to ACX for review, okay? And this process can take 2-4 weeks. It depends really on how busy they are at the time of the year. Once it's approved, your book will go live on Audible. And once it's live, you will receive promotional codes, okay? And with these promotional codes, you can use them to promote your book to interested readers, okay? So there's tons of like Facebook groups, Reddit groups that might relate to your specific niche. What I suggest you do is go to those groups and say, hey, I have an audiobook that I just published. I can give it to you for free in exchange for a review. Okay, and this is a great way to promote your book and get it ranking for its main keywords. Per country, you get a certain amount of promotional codes. Usually it's around 50 for the US, 50 for the UK. So if you find 50 people from the US, you can give them your audiobook for free. And when they redeem that audiobook code, it's going to count as a sale. You're not going to get paid for it, but it's going to count as a sale, which is going to rank your book higher. And if they leave a review, then it's an added bonus and your book looks great on the platform, and that's how you can promote it. So guys, that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed my 5-step process to creating and publishing audiobooks on ACX. Obviously this is just an overview, but it should give you a better idea for how to do it. Like I said, if you're someone who's just getting started, I do have that keyword research video. I'll link it somewhere down below in the description, so you can use that and learn how to find profitable keywords for Audible. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. If you are interested in getting started with self-publishing, there is a first link in the description down below. It's a free mini course you can go through and learn exactly how to do it. If you guys have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.